Now, we've got the next step is uses of the word Torah. I think this might be in your books as a fill in the blanks. Do you guys have? Yeah. 3.7 is it? Yeah, there we go. All right, so it's section C, uses of the word Torah, and I want to go through these. So if you want to take notes, if you don't have a book, we can go through that. All right, the first one, all authoritative teachings of the rabbis. Now, these are all things that people, when they refer to Torah, these are 5 or 6 things that they could mean, okay? And we want you to know that there's a difference. Depending on who you're talking to, they might mean one thing and you might be thinking something else. So just to know what's out there. So the first one, all authoritative teachings of the rabbis are considered Torah to some people. Number 2, all Jewish law as recorded in both the Bible and the Talmud, which is a compendium of oral Torah. So without going into too much detail, there was written Torah that God gave Moses at Sinai, and they actually believe that there was oral Torah that was even given then, but just not written down. And it was centuries later, and I'm not exactly sure when. I can look it up, but I don't want to go into that much detail now. But it was documented later, and they called it the Talmud. Okay, so you may hear that term, but not in this class. We're not going to be focusing on all these other things. Just understand. Pardon? Spell it? Yeah, it's just Talmud. If I remember right, it's pretty big. I mean, I don't know. I think Mark has there's a Babylonian Talmud, I think, and I know some people here have copies of it. But anyhow, there's a lot of extra biblical books and teachings and all that stuff that are out there, especially in the Jewish world, that sometimes could fall under the term Torah.
Right. So the Talmud, Talmud. Why do you think someone wanted to know how to spell Talmud? Well, he didn't condemn it, so I assume this person is probably going to look up the Talmud and try to get a copy of the Talmud. And this guy really, really needed in that moment to say, stay away from the Talmud. We're just not going to cover that in this class. That's a huge problem. Now, I said in the beginning, the first 2 parts of this video series thing that I'm doing here, I don't want to attack anyone here. I'm not out to humiliate anyone. I'll make that clear now. But at the same time, I'm going to call a spade a spade. And the Talmud is, you might as well have a satanic Bible in your house if you have the Talmud. And, there are people that will have stuff like that around so they can do research and know, what the other side is, thinking or whatnot. And I understand that. But to say, well, Mark's got a copy of it and leave it at that, and here's how you spell it, that's really, really dangerous. And, I understand if there's Jewish people in the room that could be offended if he said, well, the Talmud is, it says this about Jesus, and it says this about Mary, and, all this stuff. But at the same time, he owes it to these people he's talking to call a spade a spade. The Talmud is an evil, evil series of books, period. Now, all right, this whole food thing and what exactly are we required to do? Are we, bound to live by Old Testament Torah mandate? We go to Acts 15 again, verses 18 through 20. Known unto God are all his works from the beginning of the world. Wherefore, my sentence is that we trouble not them which from among the Gentiles are turned to God, but that we write unto them that they abstain from pollutions of idols, and from fornication, and from things strangled, and from blood. And you jump down to verse 28. For it seemed good to the Holy Ghost and to us to lay upon you no greater burden than these necessary things, that ye abstain from meats offered to idols, and from blood, and from things strangled, and from fornication, from which, if ye keep yourselves, ye shall do well. Fare ye well. Hebrews 7 talks about how Jesus became the new priest, and it states, for the priesthood being changed, there is made of necessity a change also of the law. And we can turn that around and say, well, they're talking about the Torah here. It's different now. It's not the same. Christ changed everything.